Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Once again, it's a overnight stay vlog, the second last one of the season. In 2 weeks time, I'm actually going to be standing here, not on this platform but in this train station, going across to Chelsea for the final game of the season for Newcastle. We are still in contention for Champions League football. It is completely in our hands. It's 7 points categorically in 4 games will get Newcastle Champions League football. Maybe with less points or with better goal difference in Liverpool, we could potentially get away with less. But for me, 7 points, let's get out on that pitch and get it done in the next 3 matches. Do not let it go to that Chelsea game, because otherwise we're going to be in for a very tough time. But anyway guys, hello there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here and you like what you're watching, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button, smash like button you enjoy. It actually feels good going to a overnight stay vlog tonight where the opposition fans don't want to kill me. The Everton fans were quite aggressive after my post last week, so it feels good going to a game where I don't have to constantly watch my back this time. So yeah, I can't wait for Leeds. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's about it with the intro. Without further ado, I tell you about my problem straight away, because it hasn't been good. Disaster has already struck before I even left the train station, so you can see today it's actually quite quiet. In fact, there's only about 1 train every hour coming through the train station. It's only linear services as well. So essentially the train services have actually went on strike today and tomorrow, the Saturday. So it's an absolute pain in the arse for Newcastle fans, despite Leeds being, of course, the closest away game for Newcastle in the Premier League. So pretty much, I'm actually not going to Leeds today. I'm going down to York instead. I'm going to have a weekend in York. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not going to put up with this BS after the game tomorrow. I'm not going to stress out because the trains actually stop after 5 o'clock. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Let's just enjoy a weekend in York. Screw it. Last couple of games of the season now, let's just make the most out of it. I'm sick to death of the trains pissing me off this season. They've done it so many times now. So you know what, trains? This time I will come out on top. We're going down to York. We're going to enjoy a weekend. Of course, in overnight stay fashion, we've not booked a good hotel room because that would just be too easy for me. We've got to make it somewhat challenging. So yeah, we've booked a terrible hotel room in York. Let's find out how bad it really is. After my 57-minute train journey, I've now arrived in York. I've just checked into my hotel room. Once again, it's a Travelodge. Last time I stayed in the Travelodge was the Aston Villa match, and that was the worst hotel room I've ever stayed in. So once again, I've given Travelodge another go. Why? Because I'm pretty stupid, that's why. So today, we're over here in New York. We're going to test it out. Can the one in York improve on the one in Birmingham? So as for the train journey though, I said it was 57 minutes long. Considering that it's my shortest train journey to a match, it was still by far the most chaotic. Of course, with the train strikes being on, my train was extremely full, so I bought my ticket last minute and I had to stand it, which is fair enough. But I was at the back of the train wards where the cabin door would be for the staff members there. So much was going on. So I had one person that came over with somebody that was a staff member, Linear, who was actually reporting racism on the train. I had my headphones in at the time, but I was eavesdropping as well. It was a really bad discussion what we were going on about. As well as that, we had somebody that thought for some reason that the cabin door at the back was a toilet. So I had to try and tell the guy, listen, that's not a toilet, but his English wasn't very good. And as well as that, we had a dog that actually came over and started licking my feet, and I was whimpering and crying quite a bit because I couldn't get off the train. Oh, it was so sad, bless it. But yeah, I've got to my hotel room now, so we're going to head inside, check it out. But the train experience, considering it was only 57 minutes long, was just utter carnage. It's now time to check out the hotel room. Just a quick disclaimer though, for anyone that is currently eating, I would recommend you not to eat while I'm recording this part of the video, because it is a bit gross. But before we even step foot in the hotel room, there's actually somebody's dry sick on the floor. Obviously, it's been cleaned up, but it's still stuck in the carpet. That is disgusting, by the way. But yeah, that isn't even the biggest problem. So we're going to the room now. So as always in an overnight stay vlog, we'll show you around the room. And listen, we've got another little dirty secret in here. Head over there. So first impressions though, when I came into the room, definitely an upgrade on the one in Birmingham. Because I remember coming to the Birmingham one, there was stains all over the floor. There were stains on the TV. It was grim. It was gross. It was disgusting. But aye, first impressions I walked in, didn't look too bad. As for my bed, yeah, good size. I'm definitely going to sleep well in that tonight. So we do the bed test check for it shortly. Up here, we've got the TV. I mean, there are a couple of tiny stains, but probably not as bad as the one last week. I still got no idea though how you get stains on the TV. I mean, like, what the hell are people doing with it to actually physically get stains on it? So I walked in this direction now. Now, this is what I discovered. I walked into the room. There's actually somebody's chip on the floor. Like, somebody's used food from the previous night is still on my floor now. So I don't know what the cleaner's doing, but they clearly need to go to Specsavers, because I mean, that is pretty obvious. There's bits of crumbs on the floor as well. Just whoever was supposed to clean the room just clearly hasn't done. I mean, how the hell do you miss a chip? There's ketchup all over. I mean, oh, it might sound a bit petty to go meant over one measly little chip, but it's just, I mean, you got to think about it. I came into this room, you know, I paid a good amount of money coming here for 2 nights. I mean, it wasn't cheap at all. And some of these foods on my floor, I mean, nah, that ain't on at all. But as for my table there, we've got, I mean, just in most of the rooms, to be honest, always every little stains and that on it. Window view though, I mean, it's alright. Been better, been worse. It's definitely not the worst I've seen window wise. We'll check out the bathroom and we'll give my final thoughts on the room itself. So straight away, it's quite small. Look, I don't know how much you can see in camera, but the floor does not look that clean. So it's definitely not something I want to put my feet on, which thankfully that's what you get your towels and bath mats for. Now up here, I don't know how that is so dirty. I think that's supposed to be light. How is the stains on it? Shower head looks alright. The bath itself, I mean, it's decent, I suppose. Final thoughts on the room. Somebody's food is on my floor. I'm still triggered by it. Why is somebody's chip from the previous night on my floor? I mean, is the cleaner not supposed to clean it up? Like, why is it down there? It's honestly, it's pissed me off quite a bit, I'll be brutally honest. But listen, no, let's forget about the chip. I'm here for the bed mainly because that's what I'm going to be sleeping in. So first off, I'll probably have to check to make sure there's no food in there. So hopefully there's not. But we'll see how it feels though. I remember going to most of the travel lodges, actually it always feels quite bad. The London one's probably the worst, to be fair. The Croydon one was awful. So fingers crossed the one over here in York is much better. But let's find out. That actually feels good, to be fair. Normally, when I'm in a travel lodge bed, it'll always bounce or be quite spring, but I don't actually feel anything in that bed. So it's either quite new or the mattress just isn't wrecked like the other ones, which is a good thing. The amount of hotels I've stayed at when the bed is bouncing and hear all the squeaks from the previous people, of course, doing stuff with it, it's not a great feeling. But with this one, though, this one feels good. There's actually a second mattress under my bed, so I'm going to assume this is a new one, or at least a better of the two. So that's a good thing. Again, though, the room is unfortunately let down by the fact there's chips on my floor. Why is there a chip on my floor? Don't get that at all. It's going to be the death of me, this. Here is a life lesson for you guys watching this video. If you go to hotel rooms that on paper look bad, chances are every single time you go, the room is probably going to be bad. Everton was the only exception because the Britannia actually delivered. I can't believe that still. The Britannia actually had a good hotel room. But in this case of the travel lodge, though, time and time again with the travel lodge, it just doesn't go well. So it's probably not what I would ever recommend you guys, to be brutally honest. But for me, though, I'm going for different purposes. It's almost like a challenge to me. You guys seem to seek pleasure when I go to terrible hotels. You just seem to get something out of it. So cheers. I hope you do enjoy it, because I'm certainly not enjoying it. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to America, though. I mean, America's going to be different gravy. Oh God, I haven't booked the hotels for that yet, but listen, America hotels are going to be on something else, with bullet holes in the walls and God knows what on the floor. So we'll see what happens. That is going to be an experience, to say the least. But before we wrap up this video, we'll talk a bit about the Leeds match and Newcastle's remaining few matches, because it is the pinnacle point for us. If we don't get top 4 football this season, we won't get an easy opportunity, I feel like, because the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, these teams you're going to think are going to come back into it. Chelsea, especially next season without European football, they'll spend hundreds of millions of pounds on that striker. They'll have a good squad. They'll come at this league straight away, and I think they actually will be a problem. And that's without mentioning our teams as well. Can Brighton maintain their consistency? Can the likes of Aston Villa, with a full season to themselves, can they pick themselves up? It's a question where we don't know the answer to at the minute. So for Newcastle now, you're in this position, the game's on our hand, we've got the points already. Get out in that pitch and make them pay, because we can do it. We can do it, and I'll be extremely disappointed and I'll be upset if we don't do it, because Newcastle, we're not going to get a better opportunity. So it's up to us now. We already have European football next season. Let's make sure when we go out there, we give it the best we can. 7 points in 4 matches. That is all we need for top 4 football. I can't stress how close we are. I'm sure we can do it. I'm confident we can do it. I'm almost certain we can do it. With the team we've got this season, we're in this position for a reason, and it's up to us now to finish up our dinner. Unlike that guy in the floor, he couldn't finish up his dinner with that dirty little chip. The Leeds match tomorrow, though, Newcastle just need to go out on that pitch and just make them pay. The first 15-20 minutes, I think, will be important in that game, because the last thing you want to give Leeds is confidence. Now, I've always said that Sam Allardyce was somebody that didn't like Newcastle, but to be fair, he actually came out at the press conference yesterday and defended Newcastle when it came towards the time-wasting issues, and he was saying how every single team in this league time-wastes. Now, I do agree with that. I think it's this media agenda against Newcastle at for playing this anti-football, for trying to make the clock tick all game long. But Newcastle, I mean, we're not really that team. I think obviously are going to be cases where Newcastle are going to time waste. There's going to be cases where Newcastle will stimulate. But it's the same with every other Premier League team. It's just so agenda-driven. It's just insane. I think there are always going to be cases where you could argue that Newcastle time waste and Newcastle stimulate the player or try and play the referee. But I can say that about any other football team. I don't think Newcastle really do that much. There's little things I probably have picked up on now and again, but I don't think Newcastle consistently is a time-wasting team. I think we probably do it now and again, but once again, every other team does it, and it depends on the situation of the game as well. So for me, I think it is a bit of agenda-driven. But for Leeds tomorrow, though, we have to be ready for them. That will be a tough game. If Leeds do not win that game, they're in very big trouble. Everything was the same situation. We went to that Everton match. That was a hard game for 60 minutes or so. So I think it'll be the same again with Leeds. Hopefully, like the Everton match, once the clock ticks longer, Newcastle can really pick apart the opposition, score 3, 4, 5 goals and kill them off. This one's going to sort of set with the rest of the season as well. We have Brighton on the Thursday night, Leicester on the Monday night. It's a bit weird having the weekend completely free. I'm going to go probably back down to York, to be honest, and enjoy myself down here next week, where I'm going to do something. But those are some huge games, you know. We're not going to get a better opportunity to this, so we need to make sure we can get the 7 points now. Let's not leave it to the Chelsea game, because otherwise we will be in trouble. Let's not hope that Liverpool drop points. Let's just do our job. Our position now, our situation, just do our job and we will be fine. I can't stress it anymore. But enough of me rambling on, guys. I'm sure you just wanted to come here for the overnight stay vlog, but I'll be really happy this season. I can't wait to see where we go next. Some of these European overnight stay vlogs are going to be on something else. I'm hoping Champions League football, because that means we're going to be going to more major cities and places that are actually quite nice to go to. Unlike the likes of the Conference League, we're going to Azerbaijan. There's places that's going to cost loads of money. Hotels are going to suck, and it's probably going to be quite dangerous for Newcastle fans as well. So let's make sure we get Champions League football. I'm not going to stress it anymore. But thank you guys for watching. Take care. Make sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Hotel room is not great, as always. So I see you all tomorrow for the Leeds match. How about the Mags? Let's get on that pitch. Let's get the 3 points, and let's make sure we can get Champions League.